Calderis primary. Blue side we have Headshot Pot, also known as Harry Potter, playing an Eldar Farseer support commander, fights melee. Can also put up some respectable damage though, has lots of buffs. Red side we have Edtjuh, playing a Lord General, has his retinue of stormtroopers to help him out. He can add to the retinue throughout the game. Fights range, lots of defense and support. Northern VP, natural for Edtjuh. South, natural for Pottah, and a central. Pottah goes for a Guardian squad, not Banshees, since they would be countered by any Sentinel on the field pretty nicely. And here it is. Tier 1 vehicle that can decap points but cannot cap. Since it's a vehicle, you cannot suppress them and they can't retreat. But only has heavy armor, not vehicle armor, so small arms will take it out. Looks like Sentinel is being pushed forward to harass. Guardsmen coming to the west side might clash with these Guardians. Lord General coming to cap the central VP. And here's the first engagement. Guardians versus the Sentinel, probably moving in for a ground pound. Stuns and knocks back units. Such a great ability there. Guardians will get up though and start firing. Sentinel backs away. You see the speed it has. Farseer, not the toughest commander to start off. 630 hit points on a melee commander. Still chasing the Sentinel though. Lord General now firing upon her. And Guardians in a firefight with double Guardsmen will probably be forced off. They have taken a model off the Guardsmen though. None of the Guardsmen squads have a sergeant yet. Farseer goes to decap Edtjuh's natural. Here come Guardians in heavy cover against the Lord General. He might try and force melee on him. Potter gets a shuriken out. Expect double shurikens, maybe shuriken into rangers. Edtjuh will get either carapace armor or Katashan devils to counter. Maybe both, but that would be pretty expensive. Here comes the Sentinel then. Farseer doesn't risk finishing a cap, but did decap, and Guardsmen will retake the north for a 2-1 for Edtjuh. Shuriken Cannon hits the field, setup team that suppresses. Pretty quick and maneuverable for a setup team. And Edtjuh does get some Katashan devils. Shuriken is going to try and force off these Guardsmen. Guardsmen don't get along with setup teams at all. But it looks like it's moving sensors. Sentinel decapping this natural wreck point. Guardians in cover will be able to shoot it up pretty good. Here comes the Farseer. You might see Guide on these Guardians. Guide is the starting ability of the Farseer, boosting the damage and range of an infantry unit. Excellent starting ability, one of the best I think for the commanders. Guardians capping west side. Will we see another shuriken or a ranger squad? Or an attempt at a fast tech? There's a nice plasma grenade hitting the Lord General from these Guardians. Battle equipment, such a nice upgrade for these guys. Makes them one of the best tier 1 units I think in terms of cost and utility. Gives them a shield, gives them fleet and the grenade. Here comes the Sentinel, not risking a setup against these approaching Katashan devils. Very versatile unit, have shotguns, a grenade launcher, and are very good in melee as well. Will the shuriken set up? Looks like it's going to try here. Guardians can finish the cap. Farseer using fleet to go and decap Edtjuh's natural again, and Edtjuh puts down a second generator. Triple gens for Pottah, and we do have a ranger squad, and Edtjuh has gone double Katashan devils. It's a very expensive tier 1. 880 just for those two squads. No war gear for the Lord General. We'll probably get Sergeant Retinue member to support these Katashans early on. Sentinel gets in amongst the Eldar. Rangers might be able to finish it off though. Rangers are such a good counter to Sentinels. I think they take them out in 3 or 4 shots, and there it goes. Even less if you put Guide on them. Kadashan Devils in amongst the Rangers though, and they're going to force melee on retreat, and that's painful. They lose one member, and we're slightly lucky not to lose another. Sentinel down then. Here's the second Kadashan squad. That was an energy shield put down by the Guardians. Looks like they got grenaded in the face. Guardsmen retake Edtjuh's natural. Farseer heading out of base. 410, 497, and Farseer has Armor of Fortune, is now getting Spirit Stones. So loads of support abilities for her. She has a heal, a damage reduction buff, and a damage increase buff. And looks like nearly the entire armies are going to clash here at Pottah's Power. Edtjuh trying to harass it. Shuriken backing off. Rangers in the back there taking pot shots. Lord General forced off. His retinue's gone, so needs to be careful. He's actually a pretty hard commander to take down because of his retinue, which will all die before him unless it bugs out, which it sometimes does. Farseer fully kitted out. Now has the Doombringer. Gives her a damage increase debuff to an enemy unit. So she's incredibly energy intensive right now. We need to manage abilities well. Guardian's getting shot to bits by these Kadashan Devils, and there's a grenade on those guardsmen. Ouch. Killed 3 models, and they retreat with 2 left. And Kadashan's retreat as well. Nice engagement for Pottah. Can take the center. Perhaps decap Edtjuh's natural again. Tier 2, Edtjuh goes first. Has the Vox operator queued up for tier 2. Pottah pretty heavy tier 1, fully kitting out the Farseer. Shuriken, double battle equipment and rangers. But has protected their power completely, so is not that far off tier 2. Edtjuh hits it now. Grenade launcher scaring off some Guardians. Don't think he actually hit them.
Adding support structure.
Edtjuh might be heading for Pottah's Power again. Lord General getting the Vox operator. Doesn't have his stormtroopers with him though. Here is the Vox operator, will allow him to reinforce units in the field. Is also getting the Carapace armor, which is really expensive, 175.35, but it does counter suppression teams really well. And there's the Vox operator bringing in reinforcements, such an amazing ability. Reinforcing his own retinue as well. So he's back to full strength, and here comes double Kadashans. There's a grenade launcher, and there is Stand Firm. You see the blue below their feet, blue below the unit's feet. Usually means that it has a defensive buff. Shuriken though, forcing off the Lord General. Kadashan's taking a lot of damage here. Farseer chasing. Rangers still taking pot shots as well. Will take out a Imperial Guard infantry model with every shot pretty much, especially tier 1 infantry. They're not going to be taking out Ogrins with each shot, but Guardsmen and Kadashans are probably going to be going down. A lot of people don't like Kadashan Devils, think that they're underpowered, that they're too expensive and too fragile, but we see Edtjuh here, a very good play, using double Kadashan Devils, and I've seen him do it before. Lord General has the grenade launchers. Will be good versus these Guardians. Shuriken Cannon behind an energy shield, as are those Guardians. And Pottah is now tier 2. Another reinforcement drop. Such a powerful ability. Here comes Edtjuh in full force, running into the Shuriken. Grenade launcher disrupts it. And looks like it's backing off. There's a webway gate though. Rangers taking pot shots. Lord General gets suppressed. Grenade launcher onto the Rangers and they retreat. Farseer using Doom on these Catachan Devils, I believe. Red circle beneath feet usually means a debuff. You see melter guns on the Catachan squads, that means they have their sergeants, and the Farseer backs off and they've spotted that webway gate. Catachan Devils are a detector unit, you can tell because of that eye on their indicator there. And Pottah getting a Falcon in tier 2. Guardians in heavy cover forcing off Imperial Guard. Shooting up a node. Guardsman on the west side. And Lord General takes middle for a 2-1. 358, 350, very close. Can Edtjuh deal with this Falcon? Does have melter guns on the Catachan Devils, but that's pretty much the only anti-vehicle he has. Might see him switch the Lord General to melter guns, or just get some stormtroopers out, I suppose. Guardians have their warlock leader, and they don't lose a member on retreat. Both squads have their warlock leader, in fact. Makes them a little bit better in close combat. Improves their durability and gives them embolden. And Edtjuh has an Ogryn squad on the way. Grenade launcher on the Guardians, disrupts, and here's the Falcon. Support vehicle for Eldar. Transports units and allows you to reinforce. You saw Spirit Stones on those Guardians. Does some pretty nice damage too. Bit more expensive than the other transports in the game. Farseer puts Doom on these Catachans and moves in. And they're forced off. Not exactly sure what the damage increase debuff is that it gives. I'm assuming it's 25% or something. Guardsmen forced off the west side. Ogryns hit the field for Edtjuh. Powerful tier 2 unit. Very tough. Deceptively quick as well. And huge amounts of damage. This is one of the units in the game that has a discrepancy in its unit indicator. You see the indicator here is a fist, which suggests power melee, but they actually have melee heavy, so they damage all targets. Another unit that has that is the Lictor. And here's the Vox operator calling in stuff, and all of this stuff is reinforced again. Tier 3 for Pottah. And has a 2-1, 343, 330. Still very close though. And these Ogryns will be an excellent line breaker for the Imperial Guard. I think they can pretty much just run into a Shuriken Cannon and survive. Where is Stand Firm? No sign of it yet. Just grenades and knock back the Shuriken. And Rangers retreats. Falcon backs off. Doesn't want to get close to those Ogryns, which will demolish it. There is Stand Firm. Doesn't work on the Lord General himself, but these Ogryns are fearsome with it. Forcing off the Shuriken. Don't chase the Falcon though. And Catachan's capping mid. Farseer forced off as well. Should be able to take out this webway gate. Again spotted by the Catachan Devils. Guardsmen capping the west. You see embolden on these Guardians, that yellow circle. Lord General now has the Sergeant Retinue member as well. You see him with that chainsword at the front, can distribute medical packs. Ogryns have getting rear armor hits on this Falcon. They lose a model though. Creeping Barrage right outside Pottah's base. That's a global ability of the Lord General, fired from a Basilisk. And Edtjuh goes tier 3. 320, 308, still very close. Guardians coming to the east side. Falcon being repaired by Guardians, and the repairs are complete. Now has its energy field, which makes it into a really tough vehicle.
We have lost the structure to the enemy.
Pottah floating almost 1,000 requisition. Double Guardsman sitting in the middle. Might put down some buildable cover. No sign of it yet. Another reinforcement drop from that Vox operator. Ogrins are back at base, now fully up to their 4 members, including their bonehead leader at the front there. And Pottah is pushing mid. Rangers using their Pathfinder gear to infiltrate all this stuff, stand firm on all of this infantry so they can push the shuriken and force it off. Falcon doing loads of damage though, and here comes the Farseer. Guardians firing away. Here come Ogrins, which scare the Farseer off instantly. Managed to put Doom on these Ogrins though. Here comes the Lord General. Guardians use fleet to run the hell away from those Ogrins. Pottah using speed to deal with the Ogrins reasonably well. Rangers don't want to move forward there though. Shurikens force them off eventually with about 2/3 of their health, or maybe 1/3 now, and no losses. 2-1 for Edtjuh. Pottah close to getting an avatar. One more power, and there we go. 2-4-6-3-0-8 now. Pottah can take the middle. Avatar of Cain building. Will we see another Vox operator drop here?
Support structure complete.
No, we see a Lehman Russ. Couple of energy shields going down give you perfect cover. These rangers are infiltrated, but the Katashan Devils will spot them, so they're moving away. Looks like they're going to cap the west side, in fact. Grenade launcher knocks the Farseer off her cap. Goes right back to it. 235, sorry, 308. Edtjuh will want to be countering the avatar with that Lehman Russ. Another grenade launcher knocking the Farseer off again. Edtjuh waiting for his Ogrins before he pushes. And looks like the Lehman Russ and avatar will hit the field about the same time. Falcon firing. Ogrins use your red and charge in. There's a Vox operator drop, reinforcing all of that stuff. Shuriken suppresses the Ogrins. I think Edtjuh's trying to get close enough to use stand firm. Ouch! Double grenades on those Ogrins was devastating. There is stand firm. Ogrins forced off though. We'll have to push with the double Katashans. Should be forcing melee on these Guardians, I think. Taking a lot of damage and forced off. Here is the Avatar. Super unit for Eldar fights melee, hugely tough and powerful in combat. Also buffs all surrounding allied infantry. Lehman Russ backing off. No, he's still in there. Pottah doesn't really have a good vehicle cannon. In fact, he's getting a bright lance in response. Avatar will really hurt vehicles if he can get close enough. Lehman Russ backs off. There's a Wailing Doom. It's not going to hit anything. Might get the Vanquisher upgrade. Avatar has super heavy infantry armor, not vehicle armor, so power weapons and plasma guns are really bad news for it. So might get double plasmas for these guardsmen. Pottah has the middle, 235, 295. Rangers harassing these requisition points are forced off. Might see another Vox drop here to reinforce all this stuff. Pottah lies in wait. There is the Vox operator reinforcement. No sign of plasma guns on these guardsmen then. Ogrins will also do pretty nicely with their high DPS melee heavy. Edtjuh, not sure what he's waiting for to push. Sending Katashans to the east side. Huge map control for Pottah right now, as you can see. Ouch. That was a D cannon. Artillery unit that sets up. Look at the range this thing has. Right Lance is also there. Huge DPS versus vehicles, but it doesn't snare them like las cannons do. Ogryns and Lord General coming in from the west side. Ogryns knocking over retinue members as they charge in. And they're down to 3 models and are taking a lot of damage here. Farseer in combat, so is the Avatar. Ogryns forced off. Tank needs to be moved forward slightly, I think. Avatar now going after Guardsman. And there's a Wailing Doom which will really hurt these guys. If it hits, just got a few models. Backs away from the tank, which the Guardsman now repair. East side, Katashan Devil's getting shot up by Guardians. I might see retreat grenade or 2. There it is. And another one. Oh, second one hit pretty nicely. And wipes the squad in retreat. Big blow to Edtjuh. Has quite a lot of resources. Might be saving for a Baneblade, though lasting that long without bleeding VPs might be a risk. Especially as it's so slow, the Avatar will be able to close for close combat on it.
The enemy has targeted our structure.
Farseer level 4, Lord General level 2. Takes the west side. Lehman Russ flanking that Bright Lance. Bright Lance refaces and Lehman Russ backs away. Falcon shooting up these Katashans who are trying to harass power. Rangers knock them off with a kinetic shot, and there's a Wailing Doom, but it's going to miss them. Will we see a retreat grenade or 2 again? Potter getting into position, and there they are. Ouch. And again, excellently done by Potter, wiping the Katashan Devils, and Edtjuh's in big trouble now. Very close to a Baneblade. 235, 178, a 2-1 for Potter. Guardians level 4 and level 3 because of all those grenade kills. Right Lance is covering the eastern approach. Tank still lumbering around there. Ogryns still level 1 down to 2 models. Right Lance now fires on the tank. Lehman Russ backs away. 3/4 of its health still there. Avatar moving in. 235, 155. Farseer might decap Edtjuh's natural here. Double Guardsman repair, who repair really quickly. Right Lance moving up. And we do have a Baneblade on the way for Edtjuh. Will it be enough? Losing those Katashan squads gives them so much less presence in the field. Avatar chasing the Lehman Russ, and there's Armor of the Asuryan time field. Such a strong crowd control ability. Disables and slows down units. So powerful, especially if you have a ranged army, and this is a dead Lehman Russ, because she also has the Singing Spear, and down it goes. Farseer can kick some ass if she wants. Here come Ogryns, still down to 2 models, and double Guardsmen will try to force off the Farseer. Did not get plasma guns for these guys to shoot up the Avatar with. Baneblade hits the field super unit for Imperial Guard. Counters everything at range, but is vulnerable to strong close combat units like the huge Avatar walking around the center of the map. Farseer keeping her Singing Spear. Has not seen the Baneblade yet. Might have now. 235, 98. Farseer moving into those Guardsmen and gets an excellent special attack there. Taking out models with each hit pretty much. Level 5. It is the Baneblade. Taking hits from the D cannon. Time field allows the Avatar to close the distance. No, puts down an Eldritch Storm on it, which disables vehicles that it hits. And there we go. Now a Wailing Doom. And the Farseer closes in for combat. Here come Ogrins. Double Guardians start firing. Demolisher Cannon takes out the shield, but the Guardians were protected by it. Shuriken Cannon suppressing the Ogrins, and one member drops pretty quickly. It was the Bonehead leader as well. There's a grenade. Hits the periphery. Wrath of Cain doesn't hit anything. Creeping Barrage on the D cannon disrupts it, but largely unscathed. Ogrins getting owned by that Farseer and go down. Avatar now in combat with the Lord General. Baneblade, twin linked heavy bolters firing away. Time field again on the Baneblade. Doesn't send the Avatar in because it won't be able to attack if it enters the time field. Ouch. Lord General wiped out by the Wailing Doom. Demolisher Cannon on the setup teams, and they get away. Farseer now getting rear armor hits on the Baneblade. You see, forcing melee with these Guardians, so it won't be able to fire its big guns against them. Avatar chasing off something, now coming back, and this is a dead Baneblade. Bright Lance team needs to back off. Falcon getting some shots in as well, and the Baneblade goes down. GG from Edtjuh. And it really is 235-24, and Edtjuh concedes. Excellent play by Pottah, some nasty grenades. Edtjuh, I think, was slightly bogged down by those double Katishan Devils, which were hugely expensive and didn't bring a lot to the table. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.